I'm arrested at the tattoo shop in Chapel Street. I took the bait. I kicked the door open.
Nah.
Oh yeah.
But hands behind the back, and now you're running
Hands
like
on the
this.
back. I'm running down Chapel Street. There's a construction site there. It must be Smoko because there's workers coming out like laughing and carrying on, going, "Go son, go, go, go!" And that's when I went, "Oh, that was a setup." This black SUV BMW comes in my car park one day. Blacked out, tinted windows, it works. Anyway, so it's the proprietor, owner, whatever you want to call, of Nitro Gym. Well-known figure. And he steps out and I exited the building to greet him. I said, "Oh, I know who you are. I'm just seeing what you're up to here and how you're coming along. So feel free, come in, I'll show you how I'm going."
All right, everyone, welcome back. Another episode. Today we're here with an interesting guest, Alastair White, who is a former director and shareholder of Doherty's Gyms, tattoo shop owner, construction worker now, but you're not here too much for that. We're going to pick your business brain and then maybe some current affairs brain as well. Take it away, say hello into this camera, and off we rock and roll.
Hi, Jimmy. Thanks for having me on your podcast.
No problem.
Where do we start? My name's Alastair.
Done.
I've been a self-employed sole proprietor for my entire life, which has sort of recently changed since getting into construction. I don't know how far you want to go back, but
no, we'll start at the beginning. Tell us whereabouts you're from. I would really like to pick off some of the things about the gym.
Yep.
And I know that the tattoo shop and the gym sort of went hand in hand as the build-up.
Yep.
And then, you've got some perspectives on business, which I think that people would love to hear. And so once I get you to, forget that the cameras are on a little bit, which ends up happening after about 5-10 minutes, and it's just me and you, then all of a sudden I'll start picking your brain. So start off at what were you doing when you were 15, 18 years old?
Okay, so I grew up northern suburbs. I'm South Brain. I'm sure you're familiar where that is. Played my footy at Epping, so out that way. Went to school at Ivanhoe in Mernda, so the parents did the very best they could with what they had, thinking that was the right move.
Did you know my brother? My brother finished in 1999. You would have been finished in...
I finished 97.
97.
What was your brother's name?
Will Starbuck. He was
you don't hang out with the kids younger than that.
Nah, no way.
I did cadets though, so as I was maybe a sergeant, they might have fallen underneath me.
Yeah, so he was a redhead. He was a loser. You wouldn't have hung out with him. There would have been no way. But we all went to Ivanhoe.
No offence to redheads.
Nah.
My brother's a redhead.
Yeah, well, see, that means that you know where I'm coming from because you make fun of him. The blood nut, fan of pants, firebox, all of them. Yeah. My whole life I made fun of him. So, love him, but so So you went to Ivanhoe plenty, but Mernda?
Plenty, yeah. And then they had a strong emphasis on having a tertiary education. So against my better judgment, I decided to listen to them, and off I went to uni, studied commerce to start off with, and then I found that was pretty boring. But I took an interest in IT because that was a big thing at the time. That was the carrot was that's where the money's going to be. So I transferred to do IT, actually finished that degree probably took me 4 years by the time I sort of got through it all. And I did 1 year out as a IT consultant or whatever you want to call in the industry, and I worked out that I don't sit still. I don't sit in offices. I fall asleep under unnatural light.
Really?
Yeah. So
that's
I'd be under the desk right here, right now. Yeah.
I could make some jokes, but I won't make them. Actually, but yeah.
So I threw that in the bin. That was a complete waste. I guess if you looked at financially, it was a waste of my time. For 5 years, if I had have invested that into perhaps doing the welding and fabrication, which occurred, we'll go back, my mum sent me to a tech school when I was 12, in parallel with the private school. So off I went at night
to learn how to be a welder.
Yeah. So mum grew up...
There's not many blokes at Ivanhoe Grammar who are picking up an Arquins or a MIG welder on a Wednesday night.
Arc and Oxy, because back then MIG wasn't even a big thing. I think so. She was a daughter of an engineer.
Yep.
He was a metallurgist, so he ran a big business for supplying wire for braces and kids' teeth and all the rest of it. So he had a massive factory, and I grew up in that factory. So was
Makes
immersed
sense.
in pedestal drills, guillotines, brake presses, furnaces. He could make anything. He was
Yeah,
he
if
was a
it
whiz.
was made out of metal, he could do it.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, so that was my sort of upbringing because Mum worked in the factory. So after school was my brother and I'd be in the factory, and we just we were running amok, grabbing like 316 stainless and just chopping into little things we wanted, costing a fortune.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course, you couldn't have
But it
just
was
grabbed the mild shit. Then
No, I had
have
to see all the shiny, expensive stuff. So, but we were the prized grandchildren, so it was all fine.
all right.
So sorry to go back there, but so the welding started when I was 12, believe it or not. But there wasn't much emphasis in Ivanhoe Grammar to even go.
No,
to
there wasn't
go to
even an
that path.
option.
No.
And to think about now, like, I get it, yeah, the tertiary education is important, but I'm getting a bit cynical as I get older, I suppose. And, I just see it as a big business. Like it's,
Massive business.
like the universities around the world are charging hundreds of thousands of dollars for degrees, and they don't give a fuck if there's no degrees.
Put them all in debt.
Put them all in debt. They're getting paid from the government.
Yep.
They're on. They don't pay bugger all in taxes. They're not matching up the amount of jobs to the amount of degrees that they're offering in one certain thing. I can remember reading a statistic that there was like 6,000 people who graduated event planning 2 years in a row during COVID. And there was like 20 jobs because, of course, there's no events.
That's right, yeah.
None.
Yep.
No one's getting a job in event planning. That job is cut,
Yep.
finished. 6,000 people a year from Monash, Melbourne, blah, 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 graduating. And people are still signing up.
Yep. Yep.
There's like this balance is out. Although in saying that, needed so many engineers for building everything around Melbourne that the engineers probably needed to push, more degrees out. So I don't know. Like someone above it almost needs an overarching arm. I don't want to say another level of government because that'll just fuck everything. But we don't need it. But like someone to just say I don't know. We need people who are, I don't know, fucking battery specialists because everything seems to have been coming out with a battery now from batteries on your house, battery for your car. We need them.
Yeah. And just
don't know.
add another layer, I believe that the system's pretty redundant and you can probably still go to uni to study marketing. Now, the lecturers are going to be my age, maybe a touch older.
Yep.
And what are you teaching them? Like this day and age, marketing, are you still doing a SWOT analysis? Like, for me personally, I would rather have a 12-year-old who's who's grown up with Instagram, TikTok,
all of it,
all that stuff. I'd rather invest my time in someone like that goes, this is the algorithm works this way, and da da da.
We have some fairly decent numbers with all of my marketing shit. We have some, like, overall on my pages, I've got some fairly decent numbers that come out, more than I would say almost all marketing agencies get the companies that sign up with them.
Yeah.
And I just do the marketing and just, put up photos, just talk real, don't talk bullshit, say what's on my mind. And if that means that I upset someone,
so be it, but you're authentic, and I think that's what's attracted me to follow you and listen to your podcast and ultimately reach out and say,
I appreciate that. Now we got to get down to the nitty gritty because
the reason I'm here is to provide a small contrast to, I guess, the content that you've had so far.
Mm-hmm.
You've utilised your network very well, and they are probably the majority of them being in construction.
Yeah.
And I'm listening to you because I'm now in construction, thanks to COVID. But my history is well and truly outside of that. And I thought, well, I reached out to you thinking maybe your audience might want to hear something a little bit different from a little battling, like hustling.
Wait till he starts to tell you his story. Just a little Aussie battler. That's what you are?
Battler, yeah.
Yeah. So,
and we can, I've listened to your stuff about entrepreneurism. Is that the word?
Yeah, I think so.
I just say entrepreneur.
Yeah, close enough.
I kind of feel like I was born with it. I can tell you a story. I was 5 years old. My grandpa used to pick us up from home, South Morang. His factory was in Whittlesea, so he come past, grabbed my brother and I. He was older, and back then, you could put your kids on a fairly long leash because we didn't have what we're going through right now. Mm-hmm. So he used to take us to Northland. He'd take his wristwatch off, give it to my older brother, the more responsible one, and say, when the big hand and the little hand get to the top, you're going to meet me back here at the top flight of Myers. And so we might have 2 hours to go and run
100%.
amok. And I'm 5, he's 7.
Yep.
Now, my little brain at the time was like, well, what do you, Andrew, my brother, love you, what do you want to do? And he's like, I think Nintendo just released it around that time. So top of Myers, he wanted to go and play, I think, Nintendo with a little thing that used to run up, like boring. And I would say, I'm happy for you. You go and do that. Now I am going to go out in the car parks and I'm going to collect trolleys at 20 cents a pop. So for 2 hours or whatever it would take me to make the money that I had my heart set on, I was walking up to people, grabbing their coats, and they'd look down and go, oh my God, there's some kid that's lost. And I'm like, I'm not lost. Can I please take your trolley back? And they're like,
They give you 20 cents.
yeah. Okay, take it. So I was just banging trolleys together because back then it was 20 cents a trolley. And one day that culminated in $4 for me at 5. Not a bad day. And I went and bought a football at Kmart, which was $4. 12 o'clock, back where I need to be, got a football. And my grandpa's like,
You stole the football.
where'd you get that football?
I'm going to bash my
I
grandson.
bought it. He goes, but you got no money. I said, I made the money. He said, no, I don't believe you. True story. So I've been that way my entire life. Just go out there, make money. And that's been a consistent my whole life. And I just think some of us are just, for whatever reason, we're just born with it. I was born with it.
Yeah. I know myself that I have very similar stories growing up. I got a job very early on. I got the job the earliest out of my family, probably. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, we all had jobs, but I got one fairly early, and and was always interested in making money. That's it. I just wanted to make money, and I'd put up with things that others wouldn't to make money.
Yep.
You didn't get to play Nintendo to go push around trolleys.
Yep.
But then you got a football. But it's not about the football. You bought the football, wanted it, and then went back and made more 20-cent trolley returns to get more.
It's consolidating that lesson that you go out and work for something, you can achieve it. So, as I said, that went on my entire life, and so some of the part-time jobs I've done, during uni, for instance, I was cutting lawns, working at Bunnings, working at a servo, mobile catering, all at the same time, and through my 20s as well. I mean, if you had the money, I made the time. That was my philosophy. Mm-hmm. And I remember consistently a Saturday was a 24-hour day because I'd start the Saturday at like 3 a.m. I'll be locking up guard dogs at these various places like concrete batching plants where they didn't want people to break in and damage the trucks or whatever it is, panel shops, wrecking yards, whatever. So that'd take about an hour and a half, and I'd go and lock up the guard dogs, and I'd land at Doherty's in Brunswick, and I'd personal train some clients from 5:45, 6:30, 7:15, 45 minutes, boom, 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 boom. Then I'd head to the city, work at GNC all day, wrap up GNC, quickly home, shower, shave, wash, and then I was a stripper on a boat for hens parties between...
Wait, what?
Yeah.
You're a stripper on a boat for
back
hens parties.
then, not now.
Not with that face.
No, back then it was.
This just took a turn, but I'm here for it.
So I'm trying to tell you that there was not a minute spare in the day, and then so that would wrap up. The hens parties would wrap up at about 12:30.
Of course they would. They never went over. Not one of them.
No, not one of them. And I'd say, thanks, ladies. That's my exit, and I would go back home, grab the ute, and I would go and lock up the guard dogs again. So I'd get home at like 3. So it was 24 hours of work continuously. And that was every Saturday. And that was not a problem for me because I just thought, I'm here to make money and get through life. Early stage, I had a mortgage straight away and I had all these pressures, and I still don't know what I'm doing with my life because I've thrown the IT in the bin. And I guess that we can lead that into the Doherty's gym partnership with Tony at 29. He already...
So just to confirm, you were a part owner, part director, shareholder of Doherty's gyms with Tony Doherty.
Not all of the gyms.
Not all of them?
Clear,
just 2 of them? 3?
At first, at 29, the city.
Yep.
So he expanded in 2008 by going to Dandenong. He bought a gym there, and then a guy that he had working for him was a partner in that. So I guess that planted the seed in my mind that, well, if it's possible for him, it's possible for me. So the next day I nagged him. I said, I'm next. Don't make no mistake. When you do your next one, and he's like, just calm your jets, mate. Like, we're still like Renault and this thing, we're still painting it, and we're just calm down. But I was at him from the very next day. So that took 12 months.
You annoyed a man for 12 months, eventually got what you want?
Yeah, I kept sending him leases, premises that were open for lease, and he's like, no, we're not building a gym from scratch. We're going to take one over when the time comes.
Okay, no problem. I'll find ones that are out there that...
Well, you can't find them. Sometimes the door knocks or the phone rings the other way around. So, but in that time there of 2007 and 8, I lost my licence. I was a bit of a scallywag on a motorbike numerous times. So one of those times caught up with me. So I was without a driver's licence for 2 years. And
you must have been a scallywag. That is one way to put it. A loss of licence in 2000 and what did you say? 7,
yeah, for
2 years.
2008, because when I bought the gym, I still didn't have my licence.
Yeah, but like it's not like then, because I had got my licence then as well around that area. It wasn't like now where there are Hoon laws and all of those other laws. Like you must have been doing some proper stuff to lose it for 2 year. It must have been a decent level of scallywag, as you described it.
Yeah, I was pretty good on a bike and good enough to get away. But when they eventually caught up with me, I said, I thought you got nothing on me, so I'm not going to give myself up. And then that is a mandatory 2 years if you don't come to the party.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's just leave that in the past. That was well and truly in the past.
The scallywag past. We're just brushing straight over it. So then...
The point I would like to make, and apologise for cutting you off, is that a business, if we can just like chuck in one of these cliche business rules, you never know when someone's watching what you're doing. And so that 2 years that I didn't have my licence, I did not cancel or miss one single appointment at the gym. Rain, hail or shine, I was on a tram, got off it on Sydney Road, walked to the gym, 5:15 client or 5, whatever it was, every single day. And I think Tony observed that, and he thought, this kid has got a work ethic that is not normal. It's not regular. So when the time came to when the Underworld, formerly called the Underworld gym in Flinders Street, they were going really bad. So they actually rang Tony and said, look, we need you to save us or buy us out or do something. Like, we're done. So he took that phone call, and I think it was in his mind that, one, I was nagging him, but two, I'd demonstrated that I'm ready to work. I worked 7 days a week.
Yep.
So he said, right, you ready? I said, yeah, I'm ready. Let's go. So we went down there. It was pretty run down, very neglected. But at the same time, it had this appeal that, like, we can turn this into something magical. So cut a long story short, we bought it. I partnered up with Tony and his father, and from day one just hit it super hard. It wasn't 24 hours at that stage. We didn't close it. We just kept it open and we renovated at the same time. The opening hours were 5, and I had a queue of people at 5 in the morning. So I thought, well, it's not working. So I started at 4:30 instead, opened the door at 4:30, and I'd work till 10:30, go home. So we've got a 6-hour window there where I'm not working. I worked 365 days the first year, and I said to him, I don't want a cent. I just want to show you that I'm that committed as a business partner and to this business. We're not in a position to take money out of the business yet. Let's just put every cent that if we're making money, unfortunately if we make money, we put it back in the business. We buy new treadmills, we buy new televisions, anything just to make the place better. So I honoured that, worked 12 months, 365 days, didn't have a day off. It didn't feel like work. I was just in love with the place and seeing it transform.
Yeah. It's nice stories. You know, I borrowed my sister's car when I was like 20 years old, and it was a 3-speed, and the third gear didn't work. I was working down in Mentone, living in the north in Doherty, and I used to drive to Mentone at 60 k's an hour because that's as fast as the car would go.
Yep.
And it was fine. And looking back now, like I have guys that are like, that won't drive a ute that, is a manual or whatever it might be. And I think back to those times and, like, that was 60 k's flat out.
Yep.
Like, because you remember the older cars with the 3-speed order. It wasn't even a thing. And I'm sure it wasn't a thing for you at the gym either. Like, the 365 days.
I bet you missed that car. I bet you want it back.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Hell yeah. Marketplace.
It actually never got its third gear back, you believe?
Yeah.
Never got its third gear back, but I just drove and I worked down for a bloke down at Mentone Beach, and it used to take me like an hour and a half at least to get to work in the morning, start work at 6:30. So I was there at 6, so I'm leaving home 4:30.
Yep.
Like, and it just doesn't happen these days as much. Like, you know, but I don't even say it, and I'm sure you don't say it like, you know, you're trying to prove anything. All it is it's just what you did. You work 365 days a year.
What you got to do if you're starting a business, yeah.
But are you thinking of it like that, or is it just the sort of bloke that you are, and you go, I'm here from open till close because this is mine, and I'm going to take care of it, and I'm doing the whole thing.
That was my money that went into that. So I'm going to protect it as
I
can.
am here protecting it, and if that means that I'm driving, like for myself, if that means I'm driving at maximum 60, really I'd only like doing 50.
Yep.
So I drive all the way down Warrigal Road at 50 max. Like, it's a long time through Templestowe. Like, So then, because I want to keep going because it's a great story.
So that's 2009 and 2010, and then we bought the gym up in Campbellfield. Not far from here. It's on corner of Sydney Road and
Mahoney's Road and Camp Road.
Camp Road, yeah. So we had that for a little period of time. Had a little bit of share in that. Didn't hold up for too long. Said, look, I'm better off going back to the city. So back I went. Now somewhere around here, this 2010-11, we had an unfortunate incident at Brunswick where a very prominent underworld figure was shot at the front of our gym because they had a clubhouse next door. So we were thrust into the spotlight of these guys are connected. These guys own the gym, but it's just a big front. They ran 2-page sort of spread on Tony Doherty, how he was, you know, like pulling strings of the underworld. It was
ridiculous.
It was ridiculous, right? So, but having said that, we were a bit of a honeypot to bring these people in because we made them feel comfortable. They can be who they were. We didn't have any rules and bans, or the only rule was just get along, just leave your problems at the door.
Like that's it.
Once you come in here, you're here to train and be happy with everyone, and largely that was the case. And this young fella came down from Queensland because they'd rolled out some anti-association laws. So Victoria had a major influx of a lot of outlaw motorcycle enthusiasts.
I call them motorcycle enthusiasts as well.
They are motorcycle.
They fucking love.
They love
ride
the
motorcycles.
HD. So this young chap, he comes down to Brunswick. Very nice fella, like very personable, charismatic. You can't help but like him. He made you laugh. And he says to me one day, this was at Brunswick actually, so I think I'd bought the gym, but there was a bit of a settlement period, we hadn't gone in, and he goes to me, I just heard you bought the gym. I said, congratulations, thanks mate, can't wait to get down there. He goes, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to open a tattoo shop. And he was only like 23 at the time. And I sort of looked at him and went, oh, good luck with that, but at the same time I was a bit like, nah, you're probably just rattling off. Like, anyway.
Just another bloke telling me about his business
idea. So, you know, I go head down at city, like I said, 18 hours a day. I'm not paying attention to anything or anyone other than like nurturing my little business. And then he rolls in through the door and he gives me a Breville like protein shaker mixer. They're worth like $400 from Costco. He goes, this is a welcome present, or a housewarming present, if you want to call it that. Like, congratulations on the gym. And you're now closer than Brunswick, so I'm going to train here. So, cool, man. Like, I don't really have much time to train anymore, but I might squeeze out 20 minutes with you if you come in.
Yep.
So I used to do that. And in the background, he opens a tattoo shop, Bay Street, Port Melbourne. Beautiful little shop. So he did his thing. He was building his business. I was doing my business. We'd sort of train here and there, not consistently on both parts. I was busy. He's doing his other things. And he was a motorcycle enthusiast, so he wasn't always punctual when it came to training.
It does keep them up late at nights.
Yep. Nonetheless, he was doing a good thing down there. And then 2010, he did his second one at Chapel Street. So he's going full noise. He's doing really well, filling this shop with artists and doing good things. And in 2012, he was a scallywag, not on a motorcycle. He was a scallywag doing other silly things and got himself in trouble.
Motorcyclists can be scallywags at some times.
And So that happened, and then he was on remand for for a little period there, having the business sort of run itself. But I think he had his girlfriend doing it, and then I was about 6 months in. He gives me a call, and I get that this is a phone call from such and such correctional facility. Do you accept the call? I'm like, yeah, no worries. How you been? Rah, rah. He goes, I've got to get to the point. I've only got 10 minutes. I need you to get in the tattoo shop. I need you to figure out what's going on, because I'm getting told by the people that I'm talking to on the outside, probably his mother, that we haven't paid our rent, we haven't paid our tax, we haven't paid our suppliers, medical waste, you name it. Like, it's going bad. So I said, all right, I'll have a little scratch around for you. I'll get the bank statement. There's $2,000 a night coming out from the Crown Casino. A night.
No way.
Not a Saturday night. I'm talking every night. Every night. So I gathered that information and spoke to a couple of the artists, and just to back up my theory, I presented it to him and said, look, you've got a leakage here. It's more of a hemorrhage, and if you don't do something today, you're done. So he said, well, I want you to run it. I want you to take it over. I'm not looking like I'm coming out real soon, so can you do that? I said, no worries. So I did. I took it over, not having any tattoos, not having any experience in the industry, but I had little 10-minute phone calls with my mentor.
Business partner.
With my new business partner. And it's funny because during COVID, everyone was like high-fiving themselves for running meetings via Zoom.
Yeah.
And I was just like, that's cute.
You're like, I'm the original Zoom. It's 10 minutes from the correctional facility in Castlemaine.
Correct, yeah. I said, that's cute. I get 10 minutes minus the blurb, and sometimes they cut the call off. If they call muster, he's like, I've got to go, boom. And I've got to sit there, wait on my phone for a private number to ring, answer it. Is it him? Yeah, it is. And then we'd resume our meetings. Like, it was just, it was super hard, but we did it. First thing I did was ban free tattoos to motorcycle enthusiasts because they tended to occupy
a lot of time,
the beds a lot of the time. I thought it's not really good for revenue. So that wasn't received too well, but it was necessary. And it, this is 15 years ago, 13 years ago. Did that. We got things working again. He made bail for a short amount of time, while he had the pending sentence coming up. So he did came back. There's a whole lot of stuff that went down when we were trying to get him bail, because obviously the phones are tapped and we're trying to work out, like, you can live with me and da-da-da. This is all getting listened to by Echo or whoever it was. So,
which at the end of the day, you're a businessman running a gym and now a tattoo shop. You're a serial entrepreneur starting out with 20 cents for a trolley. There's an opportunity here, and you want to help out a guy who's a good guy, but they can be together. Like, you can have outcomes that you're chasing for yourself while other outcomes are being there. So doing business with friends, doing business with sometimes family and stuff like that. Like, it can be like this. You can say, I'm looking to make money. Mm-hmm. These tattoo shops make money if they're ran right.
If they are, correct.
And you're also my mate, and you also need a little bit of help.
Yep.
Those two things together can work out.
Yeah, and I kind of just have my blinkers on. I don't worry about what people say, and because I had plenty of people criticise me, what do you want to get entangled in that world for? I'm like, well, one, he is a mate. He's a genuine mate. And I did pledge to him. I said, I'll keep your business open for you if I can. Ignored all that and just went head first. The parents are concerned for my welfare because it's like, who are these people and rah, rah. But as I said, we continue on. There's a whole lot of stuff going on in the background, trying to get him bail. So I'm arrested at the tattoo shop in Chapel Street. Jimmy, where do I go with this? They left the back of the divvy van door open. I'm handcuffed. We're driving down Chapel Street. There used to be a Lamborghini dealership on the corner. That's how long ago it was.
New.
And I'm looking at this little fishbowl window at the side of the panel van. I'm like, I know where we are. Da, da, da. I took the bait. I kicked the door open.
Nah.
Oh yeah, yeah, I'm like 32 years old. I'm full of chest up. Like, let's go. So I'm running down Chapel Street, handcuffed. And there's a construction
Behind
site
your
there.
back, or just so we can get the full picture.
Yeah, tracky
Behind
pants.
your back.
Tracky pants.
Do you have a bum bag on, or are they taking it from you?
No, I got nothing
Nah,
on. I
no.
do have my phone in my pocket.
They left you with your phone.
Yep.
Okay, left your phone, but hands behind the back, and now you're running
Hands
like
on the
this.
back. I'm running down Chapel Street. There's a construction site there. It must be Smoko because there's workers coming out like laughing and carrying on, going, "Go, son, go, go, go!" And then
Jack's chasing you now.
they're chasing me on foot, and I can hear them. But it was 2 days before my first boxing fight as well.
So you're fit.
I was fit. I was running like treadmill level 20 for 20 minutes. There was no catching me. I was down to 85 kilos. I was fight fit. So I get to Como, and that was silly. What am I doing? Next minute, someone recognised me from Max's Muscle TV, this like YouTube thing, and like, mate, can you reach in my pocket, grab my phone, ring my solicitor, tell them I'm going to Prahran Police Station. I need someone down there. I walk out of Como, hand myself in. There's like 10 cop cars on the intersection. That's when I went, oh, that was a setup.
Yeah.
So I took the bait.
Oh,
Yeah.
funny that.
Silly that. So then, as I said, we're trying to get bail for my friend, and I've now got this fresh charge. It's actually called escape from jail if you break out of a divvy van.
Is it?
It's called escape from jail because technically,
Have you been charged with escape from jail?
yeah. Yeah. It got thrown out, so I wasn't convicted of it. It was just a little delay so that I couldn't have my mate live with me on bail. Yeah, because I'm not a reputable character.
Oh, now that you've escaped from jail.
Yeah, because
I
I've got an escape from jail charge on me. So this is all going on in the background. I look at it back now. It's chaos. It was crazy, but
It sounds like chaos, and we've got 13 years of it left. Because
we're only at like 212, 213. So let's just say that he was out for a short period of time, tried to get his affairs in order, but he was sentenced to 13 years of jail for attempted murder. So back in Queensland. So round 2, he decides to get the girlfriend to run it again.
Oh, that's clever.
And the damage wasn't as bad as that, but within 6 months again, I get the phone call, mate, it's yours. It's all yours. Take it. Okay, cool. So I implement the same sort of rules, and I do everything above board, by the book, like pay the taxes, pay everything. I'm trying to explain to the artists, like, I need to retain the GST for what you do because I need to pay GST. Like, oh, but we don't want to. Anyway,
I don't care.
There's all these.
I don't care. Like I a long time ago, not anymore now, I had truck drivers coming to me and we want these deals and you want that. And you go, no, just no, go away.
You wore it for a little while.
Yeah. It depends, like especially with like if there were sole traders and stuff that needed to be a company that rock up and you go, I get it. No, like
in the end, you go, no.
You just can't. There's just the liability just increases and increases and increases.
There's no win for you.
No, there's no win.
There's nothing.
Yeah. Like if you're paying tax, you've got a good business. Now, no one wants to pay too much tax. Like let's get that as a standard.
Absolutely.
We don't want to pay $1 more than we need to.
Yep.
But
well summarised by Kerry Packer.
Well summarised. Need your head read.
Yeah.
So then you're paying your tax. You're fixing up your artists. You're getting them into line.
Yep. So things are going.
You're running your gym still.
So this is like 214, and I've got the itch to do another gym. Tony is very occupied. He's a promoter of bodybuilding events, and he's been doing this thing called FitX very well. And now he's in discussions with Arnold Schwarzenegger to bring the Arnold Classic to Australia.
Well, you had a bit to do with the Arnold Classic, did you? Or no?
No, I sort of let Tony do his thing with that.
Okay.
We'd volunteer on the actual weekend, but I'm pretty busy. I'm spinning plates, 2 tattoo shops, 2 gyms. You do your thing, and I didn't have the second gym, but I said I want to do it. And he's like, yeah, cool, you go for it, but I really want you to do it out in Ringwood. And I was like, I don't want to go to Ringwood, I want to go to Frankston. Like, there's no gyms in Frankston. So we went out to Ringwood, and it was ironically there were 2 Yamaha dealerships. One was Clipstone Yamaha and like Maroondah Highway out there. I don't know it too well. So we took it to council. We said, look, it's a beautiful building here, probably roughly 1,000 square metres over 3 levels. We want to do a gym. What do you say? And they said, there's not enough car parking here. And you look out the window of the front windows of the business and you're staring at a shopping centre car park. I'm like, there's hundreds of car parks here. I said, yeah, but you can't have your members cross the road and you need to have on-site parking. So it was a no. Oh, okay.
Gosh, councils are great, aren't they?
They're fantastic. Yeah. This is how impulsive I tended to be. Not so much now, but, I still am. Yeah, I am. I got in my car and I drove from Ringwood straight to Frankston, looked at the Frankston Yamaha dealership, which we're moving to Carrum Downs, spoke to the agent, spoke to the council, can I do it? Yep, enough car parks, da-da-da, give me the lease, 20 years, sign it on the spot. Didn't even think twice.
Oh, how'd Tony go?
Hey?
How did Tony go with it?
I think he understood. He came down, had a look, goes, yeah, you'll make it work.
Yeah, everyone's in.
Yep. So that's, 2014. The tattoo shops are going well. I've used any dividends that I've got out of the tattoo shop to reinvest to expand the gym. And another entanglement was that I'm trying to give some donations to my friend in Queensland to assist with the court costs and solicitors' fees and all that
they
he's
can
sustained,
be expensive
because he's undergoing an appeal at the High Court. That's not
expensive.
Cheap. That's not cheap.
No.
That needs money. So I'm at the point where I'm like, okay, we've got a bit of money here. I'm going to transfer you. I think it might have been 50, not dollars, obviously. So I did the transfer, and in a short space of time, within 24 hours, he goes, the money's gone. It's been seized. What do you mean? He goes, well, there's apparently some law that you cannot earn an income while incarcerated.
I'm sure there's a lawyer watching this that'll agree with you. I've got no
or
idea.
Dispute, I don't know. But at the end of the day, the money was gone. I said,
is it just gone in the bin?
It's just gone, like zero.
Like, do they just grab it and just go, well, that's not your money, no more bin?
Correct. It goes somewhere.
Return to sender?
It doesn't go return to sender. It just vanished. So
that's annoying. I'm going to say that's one of the more annoying things that I've heard of in this podcast.
That hurt?
Yeah, but like, it's not even like if you had known, you would have been like, that's fine. Tell me where to go pay the lawyer if you're wanting to give donations or whatever. Yeah, because obviously not earning a wage, because that would be illegal. Yep. But that's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard of. I understand the wage part because it shouldn't hold a job still, but to not return the money.
We never got the money back. So when I heard that, this is a good one, this one. I was fitting out some gates and fences at a factory complex in Springvale. So my bookkeeper / accountant for the tattoo shop said, this has just happened. And I went, is it just for him? What's our account look like? He goes, no, our account's fine. Why would you think that? Hung up the phone. Straight to CBA on Springvale Road. There might have been 50 in that account as well, the business account. So I've straight up to the teller, I'm like, I need that balance there to be zero. They're like, well, if you rang in advance, I'm like, no. But there's this little lady pushing a little pram, like a little Asian lady. Just picture it. She's tiny. She's like this height, pushing this little, just gone and got the groceries. She unzips it in front of me and unloads, I don't know how many bundles, over the teller and says, I want that to go into my account. Funny place, Springvale. Truckloads of it, right? So when they said, did you ring in advance? We don't hold that kind of money. No. I said, yeah, you do. I've just seen that little lady there push the eggs aside and whatever groceries she got. She just put in more money than I'm asking for. So please, respectfully, we need to liquidate that bank account. So I did that as a backup because I thought,
gosh, getting money out of the banks is just a pain in the ass.
Oh, isn't it?
I went for
harder and harder.
$3,000. I needed $3,000 for someone. And I went down there and I'm like, I need $3,000. And they're like, go get it out of the teller over there. And I'm like, I don't have a bank card for that account, yeah? Like, I don't carry around a bank card to my main business account. That'd be dumb. Yep. I don't carry a bank card. I don't even think the bank card exists for it. I can't go to that machine over there and do it. And they're like, well, we don't have tellers. And I'm like, you're a bank. You're a you're a bank, you got my money, I'm after $3,000. There's much
but
more
there's
than $3,000.
three people there with an iPad asking me how you can be served. Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
And we can help you out with the fucking machine over there. And then they're saying, but by this stage I've thrown every toy I've got out of the cot. So they're like, nah, we can come over there, we can input your bank account details and, sign off and that, and you can get it out of the machine. I said, I don't want it out of the machine. I want some service here.
Yeah.
By the way, did not get my money. Didn't get it. Calling up because we've got like a banker who looks after us, and I'm calling him up and I'm abusing him.
Yeah.
Like, I'm done. I don't want to bank with you guys anymore. Well, it turns out it's the same as every bank.
Yep.
Like, there's something wrong. They don't want to. They're happy for you to transfer it and tap it and move it, whatever. But
Yep.
you can't deposit cash anymore. You can't get cash anymore. Like, there's all of this stuff, and I get it. To a point, I get it. Like, I understand why it would possibly be better to just have numbers on a screen, but gosh, it's so...
It makes it hard.
Real hard.
It makes it hard. I think we need to introduce some sort of business concept to what I've been belting out.
Yeah, that's okay. I would like, so you're getting close to it, but I think that now would be a perfect time.
We'll talk about that Doherty's Jim Frankson, and that'll lead in, that'll segue. Yes. That's your favourite segue word. So, 2014, stubborn myself. I had 150 grand to renovate that gym and fit it out with equipment. No one can do that. I did it. Marketplace, Gumtree, driving interstate, throwing second-hand equipment in my van. You name it. I fit out that gym completely, built a mezzanine, change rooms upstairs, did the whole lot for 150 grand. I did it myself. Didn't employ trades. That hurt. That's one of the reasons why that gym failed. Secondly, the council, who were my surveyor, they wrapped their arm around me saying, yeah, you can do that. We'll help you. We'll fast track this, whatever. They didn't mention to me that there were 6 other planning permits in place for gyms at that time, including their very own aquatic centre where they spent $5 million building a gym in it.
Huh.
And then what else happened there? Oh, so I'm building it myself. And then I remember the agent said, there's this warehouse up the road. You might be interested. Before you sign this one, just have a look at this one. I said, okay. Drove up the road to Carrum Downs. Brand new. What was that business that went under? Try to compete with Bunnings.
Masters
was in that complex there. He goes, this has got a planning approval for a gym. It's like 2,000 square metres. And I thought, why is there a planning permit approved and they didn't go ahead, right? Interesting, that one. Whereas a little bit further back from Carrum Downs, another motorcycle enthusiast opens a gym, Nitro Gym. And he doesn't go to council for planning approval, doesn't get building approval, tells the landlord it's going to be a supplement shop. He puts a supplement shop at the front of the gym the size of your office and puts some like decorative supplements in there to go, yeah, I'm a supplement shop. Fits out the gym completely, and it was a decent, probably 1,500 square metres, maybe 2,000. And so he's doing that. I'm like not happy about this saturation of the Frankson area, but what do? I'm committed. I'm halfway through building my own one. Anyway, so this this black SUV BMW comes in my car park one day, blacked out, tinted windows, the works. I'm like, this is going to be a character and a half. Anyway, so it's the proprietor, owner, whatever you want to call, of Nitro Gym, well-known figure. And he steps out, and I exited the building to greet him. I said, I know who you are.
Hello.
How can I help you? He said, I'm just seeing what you're up to here and how you're coming along. I said, feel free, come in, I'll show you how I'm going. You can see that there's a long way to go for me. I presume you're going to open before me. Can we have a discussion on pricing? He goes, yeah, let's do that. I said, well, price my gym in the city is $695 for 12 months. I think we should hold that because we haven't been influenced down here. Whereas out the west, Derrimut gym's sort of tracking along at this point, probably multiple locations. They're massively discounting the price. And I think around that time was like $300 a year, which you do the maths, even on $300 membership, You still can't make money. We always used to scratch our heads as to how he was doing it. I said, let's not like ruin it down here. Let's keep the bar high, and there should be enough for everyone. Yep. All right. And I wouldn't say he wasn't fierce. It was just a gentlemanly discussion, but he's got pretty piercing eyes, and we're eye to eye, and we're pretty close to nose. I didn't back down. He didn't back down. We just agreed.
There we go. Yep.
We've got an agreement here. He opens the gym, $300. Wow. So that gym that was failing from day one. That Frankston gym.
I do like that you actually really did give me the thing that I needed, which is you've mentioned that sometimes, even though you might have a lot of members, like a Derrimut gym has, that it may or may not be making money. You can have all of that work that you need.
Yep.
But if you can't make the ends meet, then you can have all the members. Every member in Melbourne can be joined up. But if you're spending more than you're bringing in, which sounds like it's $300 a year, is
which over the years has been massively discounted. I mean, as late as midway through this year, it was $99 for 12 months.
What?
$99, yeah.
At Derrimut Gym?
At Derrimut Gym, yeah.
How do you make money at that?
Well, I don't know. It's hard to criticise exactly not having access to his books, but from my experience, you can't make money on $99. But I'm sure that, let's say, take 7-Eleven for example, they would have had a board meeting one day, and some guy would have reluctantly put his hand up and said, we're going to sell $1 coffees. And I think he would have been shot down. They would have said, you can't make money off selling coffee for $1, right? Fair call. But he was brave enough to say, I reckon we can.
And not only that, there's a lot of other levels of business that says that if you're in there for $1 coffee, you're also buying a $3 donut.
Correct.
You know, and the donut might make you $1.50.
Correct.
Which then evens it all out. And I'm guessing that if you sell enough protein shakes at the front
and merchandise
and
everything else, then I think whether that was his model in his head was like, well, I'll get them in for the $1 coffee, and I'll upsell them on he was making meals, ready to go meals. He had his own supplement line at one point, the merchandise. So I guess he thought, well, they come in here thinking they're going to spend $1 on a coffee, and they walk out spending $20 buying the other ancillary banana breads and the muffins and the whatever.
Well, they do. 7-Eleven does a good banana bread.
I love it.
I like how you brought that up first. The real interesting part is as everyone watching this, which is one of the reasons I thought, and you thought as well, like this conversation could be real interesting, is because something that you had so much connection with, which is probably your main number one competitor over a decade, or close enough too.
At the start, he wasn't. We didn't think he was, because we're like, he's going to burn out. You can't make money doing that.
But
he defied. He was a juggernaut. He just kept opening locations, and we're like, but how? We know what it costs to service a member, and it's not like.
So how did he then?
I don't know.
Well, I think he's
hand on my heart. I've never heard of him doing anything illicit to.
Of course,
to fund himself. I don't know. But did he have an investor? I don't know.
But then when you sit there and you go through it, isn't he like 30 million in debt or something?
Public record would suggest, we want to say public record in the media at the moment.
Isn't that what they're saying now?
The figure's 30 million. If you include the tax liability of, I think, 11 or 12 million.
Yeah, which was the first number that they put out.
Yep.
And then it's been steadily increasing with bills not paid, superannuation like this.
Yeah, a couple of suppliers put their hand up saying, hey, what about me?
They're stacking up some debt now. Yep.
So I've been following this closely. I'm well and truly out of it now. I've sold my shares in Doherty's. I don't even know if I told you this. I sold Doherty's Gym Frankston to Nick. It is a Derrimut gym to this day.
Still a Derrimut gym.
Yeah.
How did they like your mezzanine you built?
Oh, he loved it. He kept it. He's renovated every other gym, but he's kept my beautiful change rooms up there. So I've known Nick for 20 years, and I do have respect for him. He's a very likeable fella. what happens, the outcome of Derrimut, I don't know. I wish Nick all the best. I've got nothing bad to say about him. However, some of the business practices that he's chosen perhaps don't align with me. We've always paid our tax, non-negotiable. We always pay our rent. And my roof leaks as well. Like, I heard that he's not paying rent because he got a leak in the roof. Like,
I've got
deal with that later.
I was talking to one of my mates this morning, and he did a job, and he's damaged something. He's damaged something at the job.
Yep.
$5,000. They're holding 75. That is rubbish behaviour.
Yeah.
That's shit behaviour. Now, I'm not saying even that my office hasn't put stuff on hold, but when I do find out about it, I say, right, if it's 5, we're going to double it. Now it's 10, just to cover everything. Just to cover, in case, some incidentals, and I'll pay you 65.
Yep.
Because they turn the work that you've done and completed correctly into a bargaining chip for that $5,000. And they strong arm you with it, because what they're hoping is that, like with the roof leaking, so you don't pay rent forever
for 18 months.
You don't pay rent at all because you have a leak in the roof that you don't even give a fuck about in the first place. It's just a bargaining chip. I really don't like that business practice, but I understand if he's in a tight spot and then he goes, listen, I want a discount on my rent because the roof leaks.
Yeah.
That maybe is a good business practice to sort of maximise your position.
You want to have a good standing with your landlord.
Of course.
Because you intend to be there for a long time. So it's often the best, I think, I agree with you.
Yeah.
Let's have a discussion about how can we get that leak fixed. In the interim, I'll continue to pay the rent in good faith that you're going to fix the leak in the roof.
Or you're going to give me a discount and I'll fix it. Yeah, because now all of a sudden I have to act like the landlord, which I've done in the past as well with things like I've said, listen, I'm able to take care of all of the maintenance here. I said, but if I'm taking care of it, organising it, looking after it, then come on.
Yeah.
I'm not paying full whack. Surely not.
Yeah, it's just communication, as you've said multiple times.
So what do you think's going to happen with it then?
Well, so you listen to what you get the breadcrumbs from social media and whatever else. There was that, I think a month or two ago, Adrian Patelli hinted at striking a deal where he was going to be the saviour, because as I understand it, Adrian trained in one of those Derrimuts as he was growing up, and I certainly have that nostalgic connection to my first gym. A lot of the gyms I've trained at, because you train it there for years at a time. Still have it with the city. Still love the place. The old Banana Alley vaults. There's something about it. So Adrian then subsequently said on his social media, we weren't able to see eye to eye. We weren't able to do a deal. I'm out. Then I believe the ATO has given Derrimut another lifeline, an extension on making good of their
$11 million bucks.
Yeah. Just a little bit of time for the administrator to reshuffle, if they can reshuffle things.
I'm reading online though, they're paying $30,000 a week or something to his ex-wife, and he's got chains on as thick as my wrist around his neck, and every flashy car that he can have. And mind you, if you want to wear 2 watches, you go your hardest wearing 2 watches. You do you, and like with absolutely no judgment.
Yep.
Like I couldn't give a flying fuck.
Yep.
But also at the same time, if you're owed $11 million to the tax office, you're giving your ex-missus $30,000, and you've got what looks to be $1 million worth, I don't even know, jewellery on.
Yeah.
It don't look fucking good.
We probably don't run our businesses in alignment with that.
I can't see it coming back from, like, even if I was a member there, and even if it is $99, I'd be like, they got, what do you, like, nah, like this whole part doesn't sit well with me. I'm going to find somewhere else that I like, and I'm going to be, part of something that's going to be around a long time, not possibly a short time. That uncertainty, it's like, how important is it that your gym opened at 4:30 every single day? For those members who knew that it was open.
Yeah. That was for about 4 months, because we took it over from July 2009.
Yep.
And then we had a few things to massage in the background, finding the right person for the night shift and whatever. But I think 4 months into owning it, I remember there's a Queen Street Bridge, or there's a little old walk bridge, my mate from Dandenong and I, we both went 24 hours at the same time. We threw our keys into the river, into the Yarra River, which was a commitment that we don't need a key to the front door. We're never going to lock it. And we went 24 hours after that. But up until then, yeah, certainly 4:30 was my commitment, and I kept it.
And it's super important. I think, you know, like it is really important to be, you know, providing that service and, you know, the commitment to your clients and blah, blah, blah. And if you say you're sending trucks, you send trucks. If you say you're open at 4:30, you're open at 4:30.
Absolutely.
Or to take it to the next step, if you say you're open 24 hours and throwing the keys into the river, if you close, you're going to look like a bit of a fucking dill.
Absolutely. You know? And that happened very shortly after.
Did it?
Do you remember the flash floods in 2010 in Melbourne? Oh. So it was a Saturday. I was down at Bunnings buying some stuff, continually renovating the gym, and it bucketed down to the point that I couldn't drive from Bunnings, Port Melbourne back to the gym. It was that heavy. By the time I got back, my gym was a foot underwater. Yeah, it was flooded. And I remember I rang Tony. I said, we've got a problem here. He goes, what's that? I said, gym's flooded. He goes, get a mop. You don't understand. Like, the water is up my shin, almost at my knees, the entire gym. The rubber mats are floating in the water.
We're having a bad day.
It was a bad day.
Yeah.
And then you talk to the insurance company, they're like, oh, yeah, we'll send someone out.
On Tuesday
Send someone out. This is a 24-hour business. So straight away it was just stripped the place.
Isn't insurance just such a, you know, like last year I had a couple of insurance claims. You know, I had a full loss of a machine and then I had a full loss of a truck. Your premiums just explode through the roof, you know, like, and they take so long to pay.
And try and wriggle out of it? Or
and then, no, I've had a few wiggle out over the years. I had a theft about 15 years ago that they tried, 12 months they tried to wiggle out of it for.
In the meantime, you need that machine operating.
And so I had to go buy them.
Yeah.
I had to go buy a new one.
You carry that unforeseen cost for the next 12 months till you get paid out, yeah.
And it's just such a, like, you own a 24-hour gym. She's a foot underwater.
Yep.
You got to reopen. Call the insurance company, and then they say, "Whoa, stop! You can't reopen. You need to follow this process."
Correct. Yeah.
And then you go, "Fuck that! I'm going to pump it out. I'm going to get new mats."
Well, I couldn't even pump it out because it was at the height of the Yarra. Like my back door is the Yarra River.
Oh, that's a slight issue.
I couldn't even get an NDD. Not that I even knew what an NDD was back then, but I couldn't even get a sucker truck to get out because I had to wait for the rainfall to dissipate. Is that the right word? Dissipate down, and then water flooded out the back into the Yarra. So I think that happened by the Sunday, but it was straight away.
And the Yarra's pretty clean too, so it was nice water that filled up your gym.
It was just a mud bath. That's all I can explain. So we had we went and bought a couple of extra wet vacs, and it was just gurney or Karcher, the rubber mats, wet vac them, put them back. Apologise to the members for the inconvenience and the smell until we can buy new ones. You just do whatever it takes to get the doors open. And I think we did open the door on the Monday. An insane turnaround. And I was, strangely, my partner still says to this day, she goes, I can't believe your attitude through that. You didn't, I need to fix it. I didn't hesitate to go, what about me? This is unfair. I just got to work.
I used to think that I was really cool, calm and collected in all situations. I've had a couple of situations in the last year or two that sort of turned me inside out. But mostly at work with that sort of stuff, when I'm chasing an outcome, you know, or chasing something that we need to do, and it's a very step-by-step process, piece of piss. It's when there's an unknown process that you're trying to fit into that turns me a little bit. I'm not quite as adept at managing myself because I want a bit of a, to be
organised,
a bit more organised, and so when you go right, when the river goes down, I'm going to then get new mats, I'm going to wet that, blah 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 blah. That's I kill it at that time.
Yeah. When you're under pressure,
yeah. So real interesting, but we've almost at 1 hour. I've got
Jesus, that was quick.
Really quick. It goes super fast.
Yep.
So in the last sort of 5 or so minutes, I like to throw it over to you about anything you want to talk about on top of what we've been going through. If you've missed out on any parts or anything like that.
Yeah, I probably glossed over a few things. I think we've got it mostly out. But for the benefit of your audience, we are trying to tie this back into business. It's not just me ranting about whatever my history's been. There's been a lot of failures, and I've learned a lot from them, and I wouldn't swap any of it. Believe it or not, like that Frankston burnt me probably $500,000 through that period, but I just hustled my way through. I'm talking when it opened, I was $5,000 a week out of pocket for wages, rent, whatever. I just went back to flipping cars, marketplace. Back then, HSVs were worth nothing, so I was buying one of those, clean it, put it back on the market, make $2,000, do that every week just to fill the gaps. So yeah, I don't regret any of that. I'm glad that I'm through it, and I've sort of, you never close the book completely, but that the gym sort of thing is now in my past, and I'm quite happy in construction. It's always been a passion.
Do you think that Derrimut's going to last?
Not in its current shareholding directorship.
I reckon it might be a challenge myself too.
I think that the fact that it's gone into liquidators, that they're probably very open to negotiation, more so than the former director or the current director. So I think, Adrian's openly said that he's interested in buying the whole thing. He might get that at an absolute bargain. I think he should change the name, because I think with everything that's gone on, I probably wouldn't feel comfortable carrying the IP and the brand forward. I think it definitely needs a revival. It needs a fresh start, and I think Patelli's gym sounds pretty damn good. If it were to go that way, he's pretty adamant he can clean it up, as he said, and do things with it. And
is there still money in gyms though?
I don't think so. Well, that's a subjective term, money. I mean, what you think's money, and then you're in that little fishbowl of the fitness industry, thinking you're doing all right because you make $1,000 a week, and you go to another fishbowl that's a bit bigger, and then you realise that there's probably more money to be made. So
it's all subjective.
Everything's subjective, yeah. It's a good lifestyle when you're obsessed with fitness, to be a gym owner and to be in there, and I think you do need that. I think the members love to see the face of the gym there every day to greet them and lead them, I guess. But there's an economy of scale. There's a bandwidth with everything, as you know. Maybe Nick went too big. Branching into state, it's, I thought it was hard spinning 4 plates, 2 tattoo shops and 2 gyms. I don't know how he's managed to do it. I think he's up to like 30, well, minus the closures, a couple of closures in South Australia. So he's done very well, unless there is a silent syndicate of other directors and shareholders that we don't know about, and maybe Nick's just the face. I don't know.
It'll probably come out if it does.
Everything comes out in the wash eventually. But to answer your question, I don't think it will in its current situation.
Oh, well, I very much appreciate you coming. I see you looking there. Is there anything else that you'd like to say, or?
Yeah, it sounds very doomy and gloomy. I just want to say that, after getting through all of that stuff, things are good. We've got 1 tattoo shop now. It's in Chapel Street. It's opposite the Jam Factory. They're about to do a $5 billion redevelopment.
Yeah, there's a decent job happening there.
I reckon you might bring some stuff in, take some stuff out.
We've been taking stuff out.
Taking stuff out. Get your drivers to get a tattoo on the way out, please. So that business is a very solid business. It's going well. It's now 16 years old. So to get to the end of the story, it's actually good at the end, despite all that stuff that went along the way, all those hiccups of being arrested and money being seized, and we got through it. And I honoured my commitment. I said to my mate, I will keep this shop open for you for 13 years. I did it. He's now out. So that's a good ending. And I got out of the gym in a good way. I've got a good relationship with Tony Doherty. I thank him for everything that he did to get me off the ground at a 29-year-old with plenty of energy. He gave me a shot. That would have been hard because I think I'm now at the same age as what he was when he took me on as a partner. And I think would I take on a 29-year-old? He'd drive me mad. I don't know how I'd deal with it. He did well at that. So yeah, everything's cool. I'm pretty happy. Life's good. And I'm glad this is the kicker. This is how we're going to end it, and you're going to wind this up for us. I'm glad that things didn't work out in my 30s financially, because what would I be doing now? And I think to these people that have made it, and I reckon you've made it. You're going to tell me, I've only got $2 in my pocket, but let's just bring Adrian back in for a second. Someone like Adrian who's made it. He's had his little failures along the way, but the LMCT has been a success and he's made it. What do you do now? He's 35 years old. What's going to drive you? Like, who are you chasing? Elon Musk? Look, seriously, what do you do?
What gets you out of bed at the moment? Doing podcasts.
Well, he needs to find his next thing, whether that's going to be taking over Derrimut Gym, but it's hard to take on something smaller than what you've built, isn't it? What drives you? If you land the biggest infrastructure job in the next couple of years and you go, I've made it, I'm done.
Like they keep making bigger infrastructure jobs, but on the way through, we did some West Coast Tunnel, we did some Northeast Link, we've done a little bit of suburban rail loop, like we do keep landing the jobs. We got a little bit of shit going on, but still starving, still hungry.
How do you stay hungry? Like, let's bring it back to your sister's car with the blown third gear. Like,
how do you stay hungry?
Yeah.
I've got no fucking idea. People still ask me. I wake up at 5 o'clock every day.
Yep.
I actually wake up at 5:20 every day.
I'm try and go to the 3:30, mate. I'm up before you.
Yeah, well, that's the personal trainer. Not bad for a business owner. Still wake up 5:20. Still be here with you at 5 p.m.
Yep.
I don't know what it is. I've been asked it a lot. Because a lot of people, they shy away. They change courses and everything else like that because they get a little bit tired. Maybe. Yep. I'm not tired yet. I can see how sometimes you would get it. No, I can see that. But maybe I genuinely think the best years are still in front of me, in front of Starbuck. I think we're still chasing something more.
Good. Yeah. Just don't do it too soon.
No, do it at 45. But Alastair, thank you very much.
This is the awkward part.
No, it's not. We got it. See, I get the easy side, you get the shit side. I really appreciate you coming on. I look forward to all of the comments on it for something a little bit different.
Yep.
And thank you for your time. But as always, like, subscribe, share, comment, send to your mates. I think we're going to get a lot of different sort of people listening to this one.
Some new followers now.
Yeah, which is really good. And thank you very much. I appreciate it.
You're welcome, Jimmy, and thank you.
Done.